An illegal scheme targeting you has just been exposed by law enforcement. My beloved child, pause and listen with your whole heart, for the words I share are meant for you alone, delivered at this precise moment. An illegal scheme, one that targeted you with chilling precision, has just been exposed by law enforcement. This is no ordinary revelation, it is a divine unveiling, orchestrated by the hand of heaven itself. Archangel Zadkiel, radiating his violet flame of mercy in transformation, stands firmly by your side, his presence a radiant shield of divine protection. His voice resonates with urgency yet carries the gentle assurance of God's unending love, stirring your spirit to awaken to the hidden battle that has been raging around you. This is about your life, your purpose, and a truth so powerful it will reshape everything you thought you knew. This scheme was not a fleeting act of spite. It was a meticulously crafted web, spun in the shadows, designed to entangle you, steal your peace, and block the destiny God has written for you. You've felt it, haven't you? Those moments when something felt off, when conversations didn't add up, when opportunities slipped away without reason, when a quiet unease settled deep in your spirit. Those weren't random doubts or fleeting thoughts. They were divine signals, whispers from heaven, urging you to look closer. You weren't imagining things. The sudden setbacks, the unexplained obstacles, the moments when trusted faces seemed distant, they were all part of a deliberate attempt to dim your light, to keep you from stepping into the fullness of your divine calling. But God's eyes see through every shadow, my child. His light pierces the darkness, and his justice moves with unstoppable force. Law enforcement didn't uncover this scheme by chance. Zadkiel, the angel of divine mercy in transformation, guided their steps, sharpened their vision, and brought hidden evidence into the open. This wasn't routine investigation, it was a divine intervention. Detectives, investigators, and officials found themselves drawn to specific clues, as if led by an unseen hand. They uncovered documents, memos, contracts, and emails hidden in encrypted files or tucked away in obscure records. They found secret messages, some sent through private channels, others whispered in late-night meetings, all revealing the depth of this betrayal. Digital footprints, phone logs, financial transactions, and even physical evidence like forged signatures or tampered records were brought to light. These weren't discovered by accident. Heaven stirred the hearts of those in authority, guiding them to the exact places where the truth was buried. Every detail of this scheme has been laid bare, exposed by a power those behind it cannot outrun. The law enforcement officials involved in this case felt a pull they couldn't explain. Some reported sleepless nights, a nagging sense that they had to dig deeper. One officer, perhaps moved by a dream or an unexplainable urge, reopened a file that had been closed, only to find a single piece of evidence: a message, a receipt, an email that unraveled the entire scheme. Another investigator stumbled upon a hidden email chain, one that mentioned her name in ways that made their heart race with realization. They found recordings, some captured by chance, others deliberately hidden, that exposed the voices of those who plotted against you. These weren't random discoveries, they were divine appointments, orchestrated by Zadkiel's guiding light. The evidence is undeniable now: messages they thought were erased, agreements they thought were buried, bank transfers, coded notes, and even physical documents they assumed were destroyed. All of it has been brought into the light, piece by piece, by a power they cannot escape. And now, something astonishing is unfolding, a twist in your story that feels like it was written by heaven itself. A person of great influence, someone whose name you might recognize from the world stage, has been drawn into your narrative. They didn't choose this role lightly. In the stillness of the night, a vision gripped their soul. Your face, your struggles, your unwavering spirit appeared to them in a dream, stirring a fire within them to act. This isn't about fame or recognition, it's about divine purpose, a calling they couldn't ignore. They woke with a sense of urgency, their heart heavy with the weight of what they saw. They saw your pain, your resilience, the way you've carried on despite the schemes against you. This influential figure, perhaps a celebrity, a leader, or someone with a platform that reaches millions, felt compelled to act, as if heaven itself whispered her name to them. This person isn't acting for applause or attention. They're driven by a divine calling, a heart touched by heaven's mercy. They've known betrayal themselves, felt the sting of lies, and they see your pain as their own. Behind closed doors, they're moving with purpose, gathering resources, speaking to those who hold power, carrying your name into rooms where justice is shaped. They've consulted with legal teams, connected with investigators, and reached out to others with influence to ensure your story is heard. They've seen the evidence, secret recordings, falsified records, hidden communications, and they're shaken by the depth of what was done to you. They've organized discreet efforts, funding investigations, hiring private analysts, and even coordinating with law enforcement to ensure every angle of the scheme is exposed. Their actions are a roar in the spirit realm, and soon, the world will hear the truth, and your name will shine as a testament to God's unending faithfulness, a beacon of His justice and love. Law enforcement's role in this exposure is nothing short of miraculous. The officers and investigators working on your case are uncovering layers of deception that go deeper than anyone expected. They found financial trails of money moved through obscure accounts, payments made to silence witnesses or bribe accomplices. They've uncovered communications, texts, emails, even handwritten notes that detail plans to sabotage your reputation, block your opportunities, and keep you in the dark. Some of those documents mention your name explicitly, while others use code words or aliases to hide their intent. But heaven's light has revealed it all. One detective, perhaps guided by a moment of divine clarity, found a hidden folder on a suspect's device, filled with plans and timelines that align perfectly with the obstacles you faced. Another officer, acting on a hunch, cross-referenced phone records and discovered a pattern of calls that tied multiple people to the scheme. These discoveries are piling up, building a case so strong that those behind it have no defense. The law enforcement team is working tirelessly, driven by a sense of justice that feels almost supernatural. They've interviewed witnesses, some of whom were reluctant at first but broke under the weight of truth. They've tracked down leads that seemed impossibly old, emails recovered from deleted accounts, voicemails thought to be lost, even physical evidence like a notebook or a letter that someone forgot to destroy. One investigator found a connection to a high-profile figure, not the one fighting for you, but someone who was complicit in the scheme, perhaps unknowingly. This figure's involvement shocked the team, as their name carries weight in circles you'd never expect. The evidence is so compelling that law enforcement is now coordinating with higher authorities, possibly even international agencies, to ensure every aspect of this scheme is addressed. This isn't just a local Matera, it's a case with far-reaching implications, and your name is at the center of it. But listen closely, my child, for the plot thickens, and the suspense builds. Not everyone around you is who they seem. Some wear masks, hiding their true intentions behind kind words, false concern, or carefully crafted facades. Zadkiel's voice is clear and unwavering: be wise. Don't share this message with just anyone. Stay rooted in prayer, stay still when your spirit feels uneasy, and let heaven guide your every step. 2 people in your circle are not your allies. One has approached you recently, perhaps with a smile, an offer of help, or a message that seemed supportive but left you uneasy. Their words may drip with charm, but their heart is elsewhere. The other is watching from a distance, silent but observant, possibly hiding behind a false name, a fake account, or a carefully curated persona. Both are seeking something from you: information, access, or a way to pull you back into their web. Trust the stirring inner spirit, the sudden pause that warns you something's not right. If you feel a chill in their presence, a heaviness in their words, or a sudden unease, that's heaven's signal. Step back, guard your heart, and let Zadkiel handle what's hidden. Don't engage. Protect your peace, and let divine wisdom lead you. You've carried so much, haven't you? The weight of closed doors, the sting of betrayal, the sleepless nights when you wondered why things kept going wrong. Those weren't random. They were orchestrated, a deliberate attempt to derail your destiny, to make you doubt your worth, to keep you from stepping into the fullness of God's plan for you. They used your kindness against you, twisted your trust, and even tried to make you question your own heart. They blocked opportunities meant for you, spread rumors to tarnish your reputation, and created obstacles to slow your progress. Some went so far as to use your own words against you, taking your moments of vulnerability and turning them into weapons. They intercepted messages meant for you, delayed projects you were meant to lead, and even tried to isolate you from those who could help you. But every time you pressed on, every time you chose faith over despair, every time you prayed through the pain instead of giving into bitterness, heaven was watching. Your resilience was recorded, your heart was weighed, your tears were counted, and now justice is rising like a mighty river, ready to sweep away the lies and restore what was stolen. This isn't just about exposing the scheme, my child. It's about lifting you higher than you've ever been, into a season of restoration and divine elevation. The breakthrough you've been crying out for is tied to this very moment. A financial miracle is coming, and it's closer than you think. An unexpected notice, a legal settlement, a gift from a source you never imagined. It might arrive as a letter in the mail, a call from an unfamiliar number, a deposit in your account that makes no sense, or a connection that feels too perfect to be true. Don't dismiss it. This is God's hand, moving swiftly to return what was taken, multiplied beyond your wildest dreams. The enemy tried to steal your provision, but God is restoring it sevenfold. Expect a bank notice, a legal victory, a refund you didn't apply for, or even a stranger who feels led to bless you. Law enforcement's findings are directly tied to this restoration, as some of the evidence they've uncovered includes financial transactions that were meant to harm you, funds diverted from your path, or opportunities blocked by those who stood to gain. Now, those funds are being traced, those opportunities are being restored, and what was stolen is being returned with divine interest. A stranger, a woman you've never met, will speak to you soon, within the next 3 days. Her words will hit like a spark, igniting your soul with confirmation of what heaven is doing. She might approach you in person, through a message, or in a chance encounter that feels divinely timed. She's not random, she's sent by God, a messenger carrying a word that will feel like it was written just for you. Her message might come in a conversation, a letter, or even a moment where she speaks a truth that aligns perfectly with what you've been praying for. Listen closely, for her voice will carry the weight of divine truth. She might confirm a detail about the scheme, offer a word of encouragement, or point you toward a step you need to take. Don't ignore her, for she is part of God's plan to guide you forward. There's more, my child, and the suspense deepens with every moment. Someone from your past, someone whose silence or absence left a wound in your heart, is about to return. They didn't leave you by choice, they were pulled away by lies, fed false stories, shown fabricated evidence that painted you in a shadow. They believed things that weren't true, saw documents, screenshots, or messages crafted to deceive. Perhaps they were told you betrayed them, or they were shown something that made them question your character. Law enforcement's investigation has uncovered some of these lies of fake messages, forged letters, or manipulated conversations that we use to drive a wedge between you. Now, the truth is breaking through like dawn after a long night. Their heart is stirring, their eyes are opening, and they're coming back with words of regret, seeking to mend what was torn. You might feel the urge to shut them out, to protect yourself from more pain, and that's okay. But listen for heaven's whisper. Sometimes, healing comes through forgiveness. Sometimes, restoration begins with the single step of grace. Zadkiel will guide you, showing you whether to open the door or keep it closed. You might hear from them soon, a message, a letter, a call, or even a face-to-face encounter. Their voice may tremble, their words may carry the weight of realization. Trust the peace in your spirit to lead you, and let God show you the path forward. Zadkiel is sounding a warning, and you must stay sharp. As the truth unfolds, some will panic. Those who played a part in this scheme will feel the weight of exposure, and they'll try to pull you back into their chaos. Law enforcement's findings have rattled them. Some are already facing questioning, others are scrambling to cover their tracks. They'll reach out, pretending to be on your side, offering apologies or explanations that sound convincing but feel hollow. They might say they were misled, confused, or unaware, but their words will lack the warmth of truth. Trust the unease in your spirit, the sudden stillness that signals danger. One person has already tried to contact you this week, perhaps a message, a call, or an unexpected visit that left you questioning their motives. Their words may seem kind, but their intentions are not pure. Another is watching, hiding behind a false face, perhaps a fake account, a subtle presence in your life, or even someone who seems to linger just out of sight. Law enforcement has identified some of those individuals, tracking their connections to the scheme through phone records, social media activity, or even surveillance footage. Don't engage. Step away, pray, and let heaven close the door. Zadkiel's violet flame is burning away their influence, protecting you from their grasp. If you feel a sudden chill, a sharp sound, or an unexplained unease when they speak, that's heaven's signal to block them, to cut ties, and to move forward without their weight. Your home needs your attention, my child. Something in your space doesn't belong to an object, a gift, a keepsake tied to someone who meant you harm. It could be something small, something you've overlooked, a trinket, a letter, a photo, or even an item you kept out of sentiment. It carries an energy that doesn't align with God's plan for you. Zadkiel will show you what it is. You might feel a sudden urge to look in a certain drawer, a corner of your room, a box you haven't opened in years, or a place you rarely check. Law enforcement's investigation may even point to this object, or perhaps it was mentioned in a document or a conversation they uncovered, a gift given with ulterior motives. When you find it, remove it. Don't hesitate. Take it out of your home, dispose of it, and cleanse your space with prayer. Speak peace over every corner, anoint your doors with words of faith, and claim your home as a sanctuary of light. This is part of reclaiming what's yours, clearing the way for the blessings God is preparing. You might feel a shift in the atmosphere once it's gone, a lightness, a clarity, a peace that settles over your space. The financial miracle is closer than you think, and it's coming in a way that will leave you in awe. It might show up as a bank notice, a legal decision tied to the law enforcement investigation, a refund you didn't expect, a contract you didn't seek, or a gift from someone moved by heaven's hand. This is part of the divine reversal, restoring what was stolen, your time, your opportunities, your peace, and adding more than you lost. The enemy tried to block your provision, but God is turning it around, multiplying it beyond what you could imagine. Law enforcement's findings have uncovered financial transactions that were meant to harm you, money diverted from your path, funds used to pay off accomplices, or assets hidden to keep you from your rightful blessings. Now, those funds are being traced, those assets are being recovered, and what was stolen is being returned with divine interest. Expect a sudden notice, perhaps a letter from an institution you never contacted, a settlement tied to this exposed scheme, or even a stranger who feels led to bless you. The woman who will speak to you, the one sent by God, will carry a message that feels like lightning in your soul. Her words will confirm what heaven is doing, aligning perfectly with the signs you've been seeing. She might appear in a conversation, a message, or a moment that feels orchestrated by divine timing. Don't ignore her, for her voice is part of God's plan to guide you forward. You are not a victim, my child. You are a warrior, marked by divine favor, carrying a light no darkness can extinguish. The influential figure fighting for you is just the beginning. Others will join in, people with authority, people with resources, people whose hearts are aligned with God's will. Law enforcement officials are among them, working diligently to ensure justice is served. They're not just investigating, they're advocating for you, driven by a sense of purpose that feels divinely inspired. Your name is being lifted in places of power, not by your own hands, but by the hands of heaven. They're speaking of you in rooms you've never entered, advocating for you in ways you can't yet see. This is divine orchestration, a symphony of justice and restoration playing out on your behalf. The scheme that targeted you is unraveling, thread by thread, as heaven's light exposes every lie, every manipulation, every hidden agenda. Your health has been targeted, too, my child. The heaviness, the sudden fatigue, the moments when you felt drained for no reason, those weren't just physical. There was a spiritual attack, a shadow trying to dim your spirit, to weigh down your body and mind. Some who plotted against you went so far as to use negative intentions, perhaps even rituals, words, or objects spoken against you to sap your strength. Law enforcement may have uncovered evidence of these, perhaps a mention of a ritual, a buried object, or a spoken curse in their findings. But Zadkiel, the angel of mercy, has drawn a line in the spiritual realm. The attacks are retreating, and your strength is returning. Pray over your body, speak words of life and healing over yourself, declare that no weapon formed against you shall prosper, and watch how heaven restores you. You'll feel lighter, clearer, stronger in the days ahead, as the violet flame burns away every trace of darkness. You might notice small changes at first, to a renewed energy, a clarity of thought, a peace that settles over you. These are signs of God's healing touch, breaking the chains that tried to hold you back. There's a place waiting for you at home, a workspace, a location where something new will grow. Someone has been holding it, guided by a dream they didn't fully understand until now. They saw a vision, felt a prompting, and they've been preparing this space for you, even if they didn't know why. Law enforcement's investigation may even connect Thethiza, a property tied to the scheme, perhaps one that was withheld from you or used as leverage against you. Now, it's being restored. A key, an offer, a conversation, it's coming soon, and it will feel like a door opening to your destiny. It might be a property you've never considered, a workplace that aligns with your purpose, or a space where you'll plant something meaningful, a dream, a project, a legacy. Don't push it away, even if it seems unexpected. This is part of God's plan, aligning you with the purpose He's written for you. And that person you admired, the one you thought didn't see you, they're seeing you now. The lies that kept them away are fading, their heart is turning, and they're beginning to understand your true worth. They might reach out with a message, an apology, or a gesture that surprises you. Be open to what God is rebuilding, whether it's a relationship, a connection, or a new beginning. This is a sacred moment, my child. Zadkiel is sounding a call in the spirit, not of fear, but of triumph. You're stepping into a season of clarity, abundance, and restoration. 9 signs will come in the next 3 days, 3 moments that confirm this truth. They might be a word spoken to you, a feeling that washes over you, a dream that lingers when you wake, or something you see that feels like a message from heaven. Don't ignore them. They're God's way of guiding you, confirming that you're on the right path. You might hear a phrase that resonates, see a symbol that feels familiar, or feel a sudden peace that confirms this message. Write them down, pray over them, and trust that heaven is speaking. Stay in prayer, my child. Speak these words before you sleep: I am chosen. I am protected. I am ready. Your angels are surrounding you, guarding every step, their wings forming a shield no weapon can pierce. No lie, no scheme, no attack can stand against God's plan for you. The truth is rising, the shadows are falling, and your breakthrough is unfolding before your eyes. Trust it. Watch it unfold. God is moving, and nothing can stop him. If this message resonates with you, my child, share it with those you trust, like this video to spread the light, and leave a comment to declare your faith. Subscribe to stay connected to these divine revelations, and if you feel led, show your support with a super thanks of up to $40. Your generosity helps carry this message to others who need to hear it, spreading the light of God's truth. This isn't just a story, it's your story, and heaven is writing the next chapter. This message is yours, my child. It's not by chance that you're hearing this now, at this very moment at 5:45 p.m. IST on Friday, July 25, 2025. The timing is divine, the words are true, and the promise is sealed. The illegal scheme that targeted you is crumbling under the weight of heaven's justice, with law enforcement acting as God's instrument to bring truth to light. The light of God is shining on you, and your story is about to become a testimony of His faithfulness. Hold on. The suspense is breaking, and the victory is yours.